And Dr. Mathew Cherian is with us, the Global Ambassador for Aging. Dr. Cherian, if you can come up and help us with summing up, please.
It was very heartening to listen to Akhil, Venki, Poonam, Vandana, the whole lot of them. And I'm glad that you have prioritized children, women, and the aged. Since I primarily work with the aged, for some time we have gotten to do community-based palliative elderly and those who are not able to move about in their own homes. And we have found that as a very... I was hearing Christie's presentation where she said CBR activities are not only cost efficient, they are also cost effective. So, and ultimately we have found that if you have to live with dignity and if you have to live within the conditions that you're either born with or you have derived with, then I think community-based approach is the best approach. There was another thought which was, I felt, the whole debate on poverty. And Venki brought it home to us that more than about 30-40 million have slid into greater poverty, whether it is elderly, whether it is...
It's 150 million.
150 million. That's a very huge figure because in the field of aging, we had 60 million poor, and our estimate is that now there are 81 million poor because of COVID and the kind of impact it has had on the elderly. Anyway, if it is 150 million, that makes the argument even more potent. And if we have to work for the leave no one behind, I think instead of the SDGs completing themselves or achieving their goals by 2030, it may be a full 2 decades before they achieve it, and we may achieve it only by 2050. So it's more imperative that we call upon the WHO and other people, and whatever the WHO call for action, that we should incorporate community-based rehabilitation if we have to reduce people and bring them out of poverty and bring about dignity in their lives. So I hope this consultation will help us to advance the agenda forward. And I wish you all great solidarity so that we can move forward. So I have only that much to say at this moment. Yeah. So thank you all for your I hope the consultation will lead us to either make the document even more precise that Christie has produced. And so we can hope that we can influence the WHO agenda, which is very happening soon. And from my side, whatever efforts you require at the Ministry of Health, or we can join forces to advocate together. So,
thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Venki.
And thanks a lot. And bringing the very important aspect of poverty as well. Thank you very much for bringing our attention to that. Now I request Venki to make his closing remarks. Venki, please.
Yeah, thanks ever so much to everybody for all your wonderful contribution, and also making some of our lives a bit awkward, which is always challenging. I want to end a few things. Those people who are interested, like a person from Wipro, is it Vandana?
Sudha.
Sorry?
Sudha.
Sudha.
Sorry. Yeah. Sudha,
no,
right,
Vidya,
sorry.
Vidya.
Sorry. You got it all wrong. Okay. And
we got 3 names now.
And Rajulu and other people who want to, and Vandana Bedi and others who want to join this conversation, Please do get hold of my email ID and let's get together and continue the conversation. This is the big. I mean, this consultation has created more work so that what we do is fit for purpose to give the best, make sure that the best that is possible is available to people without disabilities living in poverty. That is our bottom line. And the second is this: we need to also talk about is it rehabilitation for all or increasing access to rehabilitation services for those who need. That would be more appropriate title. And you may have had this slogan: no health without mental health. So I was thinking of no rehabilitation without community-based rehabilitation.
Very good.
As a advocacy slogan for us. This is so. Thanks ever so much for all your time and contribution. And but please don't go away thinking that it's done and dusted. We will reach out to you. And those of you who want to join IFRA, please do contact me and we will see. And IFRA is an open thing. It doesn't have any membership, no rules, regulation, except we attend meetings and do what you say that you do. It's an informal network. And therefore, thank you very much.
Thank you, Venki. Thanks a lot. And now we come to the close, and I request Dr. Indumati Rao to propose the vote of thanks, please. Indu ma'am.
Thank you very much. The very fact there were about 63 people joined to discuss on how we can really take CBR forward is a great. I really think now the time has come with more local consensus and global action, because there has been too much of global thinking, which is always forced on local people to act. So I think now we need to reverse. We are also learning how to at scaling up, working with the government. It is a new lesson for many of us. So we need to look at more roadmaps and low-lying fruits and inclusion into the existing development programs. And that is the way for us to go ahead with scaling up CBR in countries which needs the tailor-made CBR programs, because there's no one CBR approach which would meet the requirement of diverse needs of different countries. I wish to thank Dr. Cherian, who has really contributed on one of the critical issues on aging with the health page. So we are very concerned about the role of CBR in addressing aging issues, and we need to work together. Thank you very much, Dr. Cherian. And I wish to thank Dr. Rangasai for his able presence, Dr. Bhushan Punani, Dr. Deepashree, and Dr. Thelma Narayan for your active contribution. And we need to really work, put all our different knowledge, experiences, and also we need to share some of our failures, not only success, to take the CBR to the next level. So I also wish to thank our very young, dynamic sign language interpreters, Rajashri and Surabhi. Thank you very much for giving us a scope for people who needed sign language interpretation. You have contributed. Thank you very much. I wish to thank Akhil Paul for very ably in conducting this program. Thanks, Akhil. Christy, you have done a marvelous work. Thanks very much for bringing this new approach of looking at CBR, where we can really look at a vision document for CBR, which can influence not only the Indian policymakers, but we are also looking at the big elephant that is set up. We can influence them. Thank you, Vidyasagar, for your support for technical. And of course, your the central nervous system is doing work at this age. I'm not calling you old, but I see the same spirit, the same Venki, whom I have seen about 35 years ago. So thanks, Venki, for your never die, never say this is the end, and never give up. So this is going to be the spirit for all of us. Thanks, everyone. So we really look forward to coming out with a CBR which is sensible and which is workable, which is scalable, and which works at the grassroots. Thank you very much.